Hi, Dave Falcaro here again. This will be the last video that I do to address these types of accusations. It's not really in my nature to do this. It's like someone tries to insult you and then you have to like run out and try to prove your side. It's just not my thing. The recent slew of insults, and really, you get 100 people saying that you're great, and you get 2 guys trying to insult you. So I guess I'm doing pretty good. But the problem is that if not addressed, the lie can have the same strength as the truth. I believe that. I've heard that somewhere. So to address this, all I want to do is go into why first, and then really I'll let you make your own decision. If someone were to call you a Satan worshiper, you're a Satan worshiper, you're a Satan worshiper, you're a Satan worshiper, you're a Satan worshiper, my thing is just letting it roll off my back. But unfortunately, if you do not address that, eventually someone's going to say, hey, there might be a reason why he never said, proclaimed his love for Christ, or never said, you know what, I'm not a Satan worshiper. I would never worship Satan. The difficulty is that when you say, I'm not a Satan worshiper, right? And then you have those people out there that say, well, that's exactly what a Satan worshiper would say. Because, see, a Satan worshiper would want to trick you. So, I'm not interested in these types of arguments. I have no time for that. I want to fill my life with love, prosperity, light, try to expand my consciousness. I'm just not interested in these types of ridiculous debates. Having said that, a few of you have stated that I never learned advanced Waza, that I didn't attain the position that I did attain in the martial arts. I will be addressing that physically, showing you techniques that are from the Okuden level and showing you advanced Aiki Waza. This is not done to show off. The purpose is not to say, hey, look at me. I never intended to show these types of things because I have nothing to prove. I truly believe that. But when you have a person starting, or people starting a campaign stating, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and when my students and my business is associated with my credibility, it kind of forces my hand to put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. And that's a difficult place to be in, because I have no desire for being pompous or arrogant and saying, let me show you what I can do. It's just not in my nature. My thing is, let's enjoy the training, and let's get down to business, and let's promote the art and promote what it brings about. It's never been, for me, it's never been about me. It's been about honoring those who came before me and furthering those that come after me, being the best teacher, instructor that I can possibly be. And on a personal note, my whole plan for this martial art is to be the strongest link in a very strong chain that I can be. My personal goals are associated with attaining as much ability and as much knowledge and tempering that knowledge to become well-rounded and to become masterful. I think that's the same as hopefully most martial artists. So again, when you're looking at this material, understand why you're looking at it. You only get kicked in the side so many times, and then you say, all right, I'll show you. And that's what I'm here to do. Never interested in anything else. So judge for yourself. You yourself can, if you're educated, if you're not educated, if you're not educated, speak to someone who knows about advanced Jiu-Jitsu and advanced Aiki Waza, and ask them what I'm doing. I'll put some I'll try to put some key notes in, and I'll try to get some nice excerpts from my teachings so that you can clarify things on your own end. Okay? Drawing this power back, or drawing this connection back by using this thing called te no uchi, or inside the hand. And then that's how we're doing that Aiki. Now, what we want is a concept called ura osai, which is a backward pressure. And that backward pressure comes through a string, connect with that force, and that vertebrae in a line, and then collapse that connection. Just the first thing that we'll be trying. You can circumvent this person's strength and power. So when he applies, I circumvent that force. And that's done pretty easily. Here, there. Or I can also draw that force down, up, and over. Let's watch that. That comes down and over. Another thing that we can do is we can cross his center or his chushin with that force. So this has to be done immediately. I can't receive the force and then snap into motion. I have to receive it immediately before my wrist or my structure fails. Otherwise, what can happen is, he'll get me and he'll break my arm. So what you can see is that through this understanding of cognitive connection, we can stop a man from breaking our wrist. We understand that is all through its force. Here, here, or here, here, here. Removed flexibility and removed my ability to attain dominance through channeling that force. That is in essence why it is called Kage, one of the reasons. When he's here, that is a brutal technique, your arms will snap. This is something different. This is a higher form of Aiki. And unless, I'll show it to you first. Structural integrity, this is seemingly impenetrable. When I try, and I've seen a lot of martial artists come in here and try to brace this, and that's fine, but if he's an intelligent martial artist, when I try to come in here, what are you going to do with that force? You're going to send me away. Does that make sense? When I try to support myself by stopping this, I get forced away. Same thing as if I tried to knock him here. If I try to knock him here, he's going to stop that through the force and through the power of the technique. He'll angle that pressure against me so that I can't attack. Does that make sense? While he's doing that, I'm doing that. And that is very small Aiki. Very, very tiny. So when that comes here, I come here. Does that make sense? And then here. Not just stealing his positioning, but also stealing his breath. Let's work on that. Watch me. Through the motion of my hara and the movement of my body. This technique, it's real. He's not faking. He's also not faking his reaction to it. What's happening there? What do you feel? What do you feel there? Again, that's a very real force. What is happening to you? You're not sending power out to me and then I have to take it. This is a mutual exchange.
It's like my problem.
So when he applies, this is a mutual exchange. And through the connection that he made with me, it's a good connection.
I can exchange power to him. In that position, and I alleviate the force that he was attempting to apply. It looks like I'm not doing anything because, well, I'm not. The structure is how the connection is made. If he had no structure to his... Yeah, see? Move the grip. I apply the alignment of the body and the positioning of that body. Where it... Here, he's defeating me. Here he's not. Here, you got me. Here. And we can dance. That's where you're not standing. Through a physical exchange, asking a person to commit to something they can't support. The reason why they'll commit is because of their belief. Their belief is that this kage that's applied here, yeah, very powerful technique, is superior to whatever I have. And they're right. See, apply. Kind of. If you were to apply a multi-kotsugyo, here. Here. All of that's possible through one concept, and that is his commitment to the technique. As soon as that commitment falls apart, start your technique and then give up. I have nothing, and now I have to apply. Now, how much do I need until I can apply? Grip me here. This part. Good. This is called Aiki Waza. If he grips me harder, I have more to work with. If he grips me lighter, now I have to create the Aiki Waza. It doesn't mean that it can't be done. It's just that the workload is no longer shared. It's me working, not him. If he just lightly just places his hand here, now this is a true understanding of where my ability lies in Aiki, because no Aiki master, no person who has studied Aiki for a year or two can do anything from there, because there's so little connection. The concept is, through a greater understanding of positioning, energy can be transferred. Now, I'm just guiding here. This is very difficult to do because not much is given to me. If he gave me something, well, I can make him dance. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm ready. If it's not given, if it's not lended, then I have to do a number of things. I have to draw in structure, draw in support for me to push him. If he applies force, any number of power bases can circumvent and steal that force. And we're just playing, there's no technique. If you were to throw a punch, this manipulation of the center is done not through my hand, it's through my shifting of my body. My hand does very little. What do you feel? Tremendous pressure. And your breath? Gone. And we can turn it into Waza. Aiki and Jiu-Jitsu are not two separate things. Aiki Jiu-Jitsu is one art. The Aiki of Jiu-Jitsu allows me the ability to utilize my Jiu-Jitsu. Then again, if it were just Aiki, yes, we can play. And there are many abilities that can be exploited and utilized. But it is the Jiu-Jitsu that brings form to the Aiki. Here, let's take a look at Aiki Sage. This Aiki Sage ball more aggressive. Here, seeing the hole in the technique. Good. That we endure. That we fit into. Jiu-Jitsu. This is just Jiu-Jitsu. This structure is for me to exploit. It's not some separate thing for me to try to eliminate, get rid of. Connection. This is the same thing. Spiraling. Give it a shot. Here. Here. What do you feel like? What is that? What is that? I receive and take it. What is that? That you're feeling? Spine lock. Your breath. You know, not only not getting in the way of that, I'm applying my own agenda through that. Does that make sense? Here, I'm not going to get in the way of that. I'm just going with my agenda. It can be anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be a specific thing. So here, you grip here, and my agenda is right next to yours. This is your agenda, watch my agenda. Right next to yours. Almost the same as yours. That way, right? Feel this. Together. I don't want out. I want in. Why would I get out when you give me such great ends? All of this, everything, even here, this, and this are not separate things. Every time you take a step, you're giving me an in to the next step. Let's take a look at that. Here, that's an in, that's an in, that's an in. Through here, this is the connection point. In, here. Until I stop you from taking it. Watch this, watch this. This is an in. This is an in. See the strengths and the weaknesses in the structure, in the form, so that we can exploit Look next to his. Right next to yours. Here. Here. All of this is us melding together. Our bodies coming together as one. It's, if you grip me there, it's not I need to get out, it's I need to get in. And eventually you'll see the way out as the way in, and the way in as the way out. We know that this is how we release, right? Let's watch this. This is how I connect. This is how I connect. This is how I release. That makes sense. This is his force coming in. This is the reception of his force. This is the spiraling through his force. Right? Crossing the Chushin. Many forms of Aiki Sage. Aiki Sage can be done from any minimal. When he applies that joint lock here, it is through his dominance and his superior positioning that I attain mine. If I wanted to fight that joint lock, I would be in for a rude awakening. This is a very talented martial artist. If I were to try to fight this joint lock here, I'll get my arm broken. I'll get my arm broken. That kind of sucked. If I am to understand the method in which he is joint locking me, the force in which he uses, the structure that he uses to attain that position, then I can explain the whole of my position. In every structure, there is counter structure, or a void of structure. A void of structure. When you do this similar here, I'm done. You've got me. Now, you have collapsed my structure. It's just time to rebuild. I need my shoulders, hips, and heels aligned. From here, I can do very little. Apply. From here, I can do everything. Does that make sense? From here, I can do very little. Unless we understand very advanced forms of Aiki. Here, let's watch. Apply. And that's very subtle. That's very subtle. Here. Move the camera. See that for a second. Here. Let's watch. Very subtle. Very, very subtle. It's seemingly, when I first learned that, it seemed impossible to do. Roll into his grip, draw this out, and drop it. We can do that. Usually the side will, and then my elbows are connected. This is yokozushi. My connection. Yokozushi. This is mine. Here.